Trying to record this tape and it's intermittently stopping on its own. I think it finally came to a stop. That was weird. So we're here at the SRS rehearsal stage, and I brought with me this vintage little number for today's episode. It is a symphonic Panasonic from Mother Rupp. That's my great-grandma on my maternal side. I thought it would be pretty interesting to use this. This was a means of communication for her and my grandmother and her sisters to stay in contact. They all had one. When she passed away, it ended up in my grandma's hands, and now it's in my hands. And then thinking about it, I started to really remember my grandma and my great-grandma's relationship. They played Ouija boards like they were going to bingo regularly. I have 3 of hers that are vintage. One predates the actual Ouija board. It is called a mystic board. It's from the 40s. It has a wooden finger pointer. It's pretty cool. So instead of having the clear dial that you traditionally would see nowadays, it's got a rickety old witch finger pointing the way to your destiny. So I had this dream experience where I had slept, awoke in a very lucid dream to be outside of my own house. I was in my mid-30s and it was the first house I bought. I had this dream that was pretty peculiar. It didn't feel like mine. I felt like I was in someone else's. And when I looked up in the sky, I saw a helicopter hovering about above my property. And it seemed odd to me because that's not typically how I dream. I have a place that I go to. I know where I'm living. I know the community. I know the town layout, and it's usually not where I live. So I felt like I was in someone else's dream to begin with. And so I was waving down the helicopter that I saw, and that was pretty much the end of the dream. I woke up and did the thing online and said I had a whacked dream, and I don't know what that meant. And my friend's mother, who I'm friends with, said, I had a dream about you and you were flagging down a helicopter that I was in. And I was like, that's crazy. So we private messaged about it. And so we decided we wanted to go see a psychic about it and figure out what it was that she had to say about that. And we went. It was very interesting. She told me that I could bounce from dream to dream, that I could be more lucid and control my dreams, and that was something that I do on the reg, which was a little unnerving but cool to find out also. Anyway, me and this mother figure friend of mine, we got together and she wanted to play with the Ouija boards, and so I brought my grandma's Ouija boards up to her house. And what was really interesting was we didn't get a lot of action on the traditional wooden board. Nothing happened. So we moved over to the more modern board that you would know now as a Ouija board. And with the new planchette, it started to be a little squawky and weird and unstable, and it slid right off of that board onto the table and over onto the wooden board, and then continued to spell my great-grandma's name, Zelpha, Z-E-L-P-H-A. That is just such an odd, weird name. I mean, I guess it wasn't odd for the era, but it is for now, and they didn't know that name. So I felt like it was a pretty cool cycle and turn of events to come full circle to use my great-grandma's recording device to see what we could find here in the SRS.
So here in SRS rehearsal stage, our rehearsal studio for our band Cricketbows and our many other musical projects. It's a 100-plus-year-old church. located in St. Anne's Hill in Dayton, Ohio. If any place is going to have some kind of paranormal activity going on, it at least looks like it would be this place from the outside. We have tried to record our latest album that we're working on right now. We tried to record here, and we couldn't get things to work. We would record tracks and tracks full of audio, listen to them here, the mix sounded good. I would take it home, and then tracks would start disappearing. There were whole things missing. We had stuff happen where our drummer had headphones on and was hearing other people singing backup during our song, and he mentioned that he thought somebody in the room was singing backup, and there was nobody actually singing backup. So a lot of weird stuff has happened. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get this, 1950s or 60s technology, the symphonic cassette tape recorder, if we can get it to work here in the room when a lot of other equipment, including the very camera that we're shooting on right now, has left us in a lurch in this room. This very camera has, at multiple shows and recording sessions here in this very room, this camera has shut off and lost the entirety of our performance. So I'm not even sure that this video is going to make it out and into your eyes. If it does, I'm super happy, and you got to see something cool. What do we think? Is that going? That's not going.
Oh, it's trying to.
Oh, it's
with the new tape.
It's like stopping and going again. So we chose the song Amazing Grace specifically to perform because it was such a standard song that almost, even if you were of a completely other religion other than Christianity, you would have probably heard that song, written in the late 1700s. It's perfectly performed here in the, what's this room called? The rectory? The rectory of this 100-year-old church. I guarantee that song has been rang out in this room before, and I'm sure that Aarika's family at least heard the song, if not had some relationship that they would have felt when they heard the song. So we thought that would be a good emotionally charged sort of thing to do in this room for that particular thing. We often like to do interesting covers or our own music, but we want to test the edges and see if more traditional music actually rings more bells with the spirit response, with our EVPs, with our electromagnetic field detectors, with our temperature detection and everything like that. See if we get more of a charge out of it. So the tape is ultimately, it's just randomly pausing out, slowing down, and which makes it jump forward in the song. We should listen closer to what it actually changes the lyrics to a little bit too. It's weird that it says I was blind, and then it's like, it was grace, you know.
It's on a pulse.
So that could be the rotary motor is failing.
Right.
At a rhythm. Do you know what I mean? It's tightening and then it's releasing.
Right.
It's tightening and it's releasing.
Or it could be that we can't record anything in this place ever.
It could be a ghost. Are we doing
Definitely having like fucking recording.
'Twas great.
I'll follow your lead on that. And then
there's the
bright shining as the sun.
1,000 years Bright and
I
shining.
thought I saw a black cat in here.
Bright shining.
Birds and bats fly above, yeah.
Ah, well that's trippy. Okay, sorry.
You know what? Shelly, will you do a fave?
Yeah.
Will you go over there and grab the thermometer
Yeah.
gun?
Yeah, it totally
It's getting cold as fuck
It's
behind
getting
me.
way colder in here. Yeah, it's getting cold fast in here.
Fast.
We should
But
probably use
it's
the.
going, no, you use it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you measure
Okay.
surfaces behind and around us.
Okay.
And should we be using anything else like the EMF or
If you want to, go, I mean, knock yourself out, you guys. Fruits of your labors.
Presley?
You would need us.
Who's done the EMF so far?
Presley. Yeah, we went to Kentucky.
That thing has not really been lighting up, so if it does, I'd be this way. Be
You
very
can do it, Aarika.
convincing.
Aarika can do it.
That's true. Throw it up here.
I'm walking. I'm not gonna throw it because I'm bad at throwing.
That's fair. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, we're all rolling still. Okay. What's our reading? What do we have temperature? Do you have a temperature in the room, Shell? A range?
By your feet is 68. Okay. It says 65.6 up here right now.
Yeah. I'm on the floor.
Cold gusts of air.
All right, here we go. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. All right, what did we get? Don't turn it off. What did we get reading wise?
Well, as you sang, I would check the recorder and it got warmer as you went, and then
Okay.
as you slowed down at the very end, it cooled. The temperature cooled back
Oh,
down.
that's weird.
It's fascinating.
What were you whispering about back there?
It's not plugged in at all. Well, it kept getting different readings. I changed.
Oh, she kept going into the
So
shot?
the temperature here I can see changed from
Oh,
65
don't whisper
Yeah.
anymore.
I got up to
Okay.
71.
to 66.
Okay.
Just if she's
As
doing
I
something,
moved
just we'll get
and
it. We'll
check,
get another
it
shot.
would vary between 65 and 71.
65 to 71. That's
Yeah.
I mean that's a pretty big.
Yeah, well, I
think so.
can physically feel
The
a
changing.
cold draft. It almost feels like, and the first time it happened, it was a little eerie.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, we have to document this. 'cause
Check
I-
it. Yes, for sure.
You want to do one more, or did we get a good one? Was that one a good one?
I think it was a
that
good one, but now I think you should do one more with me not coming through and checking.
Okay. All right, everybody quiet. Don't tip this. You're
Quiet
gonna-
on the set.
Are you rolling again? Go ahead and stop it, and then roll it again. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we've already come. 'Twas grace that brought us safe thus far, and 1,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. You got it?
I'm trying to.
Can you get it?
I don't see it.
Where was he hiding?
Oh, it's right there.
Out?
It's right there.
I mean, they can see plenty to not fly into you.
Yeah.
You got that bad boy?
Are you seeing him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just going around the fan. And then it shows up. Boom, it's there.
How you gonna get out?
It's okay. But
Ah! I still have the reaction, but I'm totally going, "Ah!"
Jesus.
Okay. Did we get it?